right, hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your best life defined. Hey, let's go ahead and get started with this thing right now. I look at my life, and I do look back. My past doesn't define who I am. But when I look back at my life, I'm just simply amazed. You know, how did I get to be so lucky? How did I get to be so fortunate to actually come from where I did and to end up where I am right now? I mean, my dad used to joke that I was a hard one to keep alive. And he was right. I mean, I was born 2 pounds 6.5 ounces in 1961. And I think when I was a toddler, sometime when I was just toddling around, probably still had a diaper on, I decided to take a big old swig of paint thinner or turpentine out of a pop bottle that was sitting in the middle of the floor. My mom and dad were doing some work on their new apartment, and apparently they missed something, and the next thing you know, I'm over there choking. I made that too. Did all right, I guess. And when everything was going fine for a while, and then shit went off again. My mom, dad got a divorce, and I went through hell for about 5 or 6 years as a kid. And when at 18, I married my wife, and we had a baby on the way, and she was young, and I was young, and we were uneducated and didn't know much, and we made it. And we struggled with our relationship and with our careers and with just so many other things because we just didn't have the skills. And now I sit here today, and I'm sitting in Meeker, Colorado, waiting for COVID-19. And this winter, we're going to get to go spend the entire winter, at least 5 months from November on, in the Florida Keys. And I don't have any bills. I mean, I don't owe anybody. I have bills. I have a cell phone, and we have some other bills, but they're discretionary. I can get rid of them at any time. And I just think, wow. I have 3 successful kids. I think they're successful. My son he's a manager for a public entity, a county, and my daughter and her husband are both nurses, and she's a teacher as well. And then my youngest is a doctor, and her husband is he works as an optic tech, but he's got a degree in mass communications, and he's just an amazing guy. And I'm okay with it. If this thing ends tomorrow or today, I'm good. I got that kind of a life right now. I'm blessed. I guess that's why I sit here and I spend so much time doing this. It's because I think everyone should have the opportunity to wake up at peace, to wake up knowing that their life is okay. I was like you. I used to be you. I used to wake up every day and I'd grind it out and grind it out. And actually, I still am. I still grind it out. I have to make time to do this. Amid my busy day, now granted, I'm retired, so my busy day, when my day gets busy, it looks a lot different than it used to. My day when I was busy, get up at 4:30 in the morning, I wouldn't get back home till 11 at night. For some reason, I had it in my head that somehow or another my life would be better if I worked harder and I worked more. And to a degree, that's true. Hard work is the essential for success. You have to work at it. And even our dreams are not easy. It's not an easy road to see success in your life, whether it looks like what I live now or what I used to live. But where the measure came in is when I realized that it's all going to be gone, that no matter how hard I work and no matter what I do, eventually there will come a day when it's over. And that's when I started changing my perspective. And, we booked that trip in Fiesta Key for this next winter, and it's expensive. It's more money than I've ever paid for a 5-month stay anywhere. And, there's a part of me says, oh no, I don't want to do it. But that's not true. I want to do it. I don't want to spend the money. But I could wake up with cancer. So why wouldn't I? I mean, the stuff we own, it's great. If you love it, it's great. But the way I see it, the stuff I own needs to give me access to the life I want to live, to the experiences I want to have before my life is over, because there's going to come a time when it's gone. No matter what you want or no matter what you have in your life or what you believe our future looks like, there's going to come a time when we don't have that future anymore. Even now, we're in the middle of COVID-19, and you look at the things that are going on and how many people are struggling. And the reason that we are struggling the way we are is because we didn't think this could ever happen. When I do a post like this, when I do a podcast like this, I don't get a lot of positive input because these are subjects that people don't want to face. You don't want to face your mortality. You want to watch YouTube videos and spend your time on social media. Sure, I get it. But I'm spending my time on social media, and I'm finding out that while I'm spending my time on social media, that hour, that 2 hours, that 3 hours, that my life is passing by. And there's some stuff I still haven't done. There's still some stuff I want to do. Because when it's gone, it's gone. I don't know. Yeah. No, I know I'm the crazy one. I am. It's crazy for me to tell people, oh, no, build your life around what you love. People are like, how in the hell are you going to do that? I got to work. Yes, you do. But why are you working? It isn't because of the things you love. It's because of the things you want. And the question isn't whether you want things, because there's things I want too, and I have most of them. But the difference is the things I want enhance the life I live. My life is better because I live in a trailer house. Yeah, that's right. I live in a trailer house, and I don't have any problems at all saying that, because guess what? It enhances my life. It gives me access to the things I want to do. Is it perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect. No, it sucks when the wind's blowing or it's raining like hell and you have to take care of this thing and you wonder if it's going to be okay. Not perfect when you're driving down the highway at 65 and somebody decides to pull out in front of you because they don't realize that you don't stop this rig on a dime. It just doesn't stop, right? That's not fun. But the fact that I'm 30 miles from some of the most amazing hiking trails in the world, the fact that I can, on a whim, I can actually hook up to this thing and I can say, you know what, I don't really like my neighbors anymore. I can move. Let's go to the ocean. The fact that we can spend 5 months in Fiesta Key and not spend $300 a night on a room to do that? I don't know. Because all those boxes, you take an inventory of your life and all the time you've spent to earn money to buy the things you've bought. I'm not even talking about the things you have out, your couches and your TVs, and I'm not faulting you for owning it. But how much of that stuff is in a box in your garage? How much time did you give away? How much money did you spend to buy this stuff that's now in some dusty box on some shelf in your garage? That exercise machine that you thought, oh no, honey, we're going to get in shape, and you bought it in February of 2 years ago, and now it's in the garage, and while you paid $1,200 for it, you're trying to get someone to take it off your hands for $200. I'm not judging. I did it. I had more crap in my life when I decided to make a change. It took me, it was forever. I had a lifetime of stuff in there, lifetime of things I hadn't seen in 10 years. And no matter what I had, it all ended the same. It's all going to be gone. So instead, we just decided to take a new path. A new path towards living our best life possible. And I guarantee you, my best life is not your best life. My best life is mine. And it looks like this. And it's not perfect. Nope. Not perfect at all. This is an old ball of clay. I'm not even sure what the ending shape's going to be like. I'm still putting a little here and taking a little away there, and I'm trying to find myself, and I'm trying to become a better person and a better husband. And I'm trying to be a better leader. I'm trying to be an inspiration. You might not be ready for this. You might not be ready to realize that there's going to come a day, and you don't know when it's all going to be gone. And in those brief seconds, depending on how that happens, you're going to get to look back at your life, and you're going to get to review everything that you've done and all the time you've spent doing all of what you do. And the only question you need to ask yourself is, am I okay with what I see? I am. Because I've faced my fears, and I've continued to step outside the box and taste from this menu called life. And some of it's scary. You can't even imagine. So I had never pulled a fifth wheel this big. 41 foot, 17,000 pounds. I'd never even had anything to do with a fifth wheel. And all of a sudden we're heading out. Not only are we just heading out, we're heading out over I-70 over Vail Pass. One of the most dangerous corridors in the country. Heavily trafficked. hills and mountains and passes. And you talk about scared. Woo. That was one of those survival moments. If you listen to my podcast about the power of survival, that was one of those things that made my wife and I much better friends, because we made it. We made it through it. I mean, and since then, even now, we hook up, and the energy level goes from about 40 to 120 to 200 as we get closer to that day that we get ready to hit the road. And it's scary, and it's exciting, and it's good. It's good because it reminds us that we're alive, and it reminds us how vulnerable we are and how quickly it can all be taken away, and we appreciate it. And, is it easy? And sometimes it's not perfect. Sometimes I do what I do sometimes, and I feel for my wife. I love her for the fact that she stands by me and she puts up with the things that I do, because I'm just like you. Got my issues, but amid it all, I guess the thing is I'm ready. I'm facing it, and I'm doing more. If I did a podcast here a while back, it's called "If You're Not Growing, You're Dying." That's what I'm talking about here. Are you energized by your life? Are you waking up every day saying to yourself, "Yeah, I've got something to work towards. I'm going someplace with this. I'm not just talking about it. I'm not just throwing it out there to impress my friends, and it's not just some ideas that I throw out. It's actually action. It is, I did this today to get where I want to be." And it can happen with anything. It can happen with your relationship. It can happen with your finances. It can happen with your life, with your career. I've said several times since COVID-19 hit that this is a tragedy, a true tragedy, but it's also an opportunity. Because I think with every tragedy that we face, there comes the opportunity to become better, to overcome that hurdle that's been placed in front of us, and then to go beyond that. Because sometimes we need to be shaken up. Sometimes we need to be scared and to wonder about our future, because then all of a sudden it puts it back in perspective. It puts it back in perspective just how quickly it can go. That's what I'm talking about. You want to live your best life. You want to live your best life. Realize that it's not going to last forever. That's motivation. That's motivation for you to take a look at the things you're working towards and ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, where does this hit? And if you're not running with a long list of 8s, 9s, 10s, and 20s, maybe it's time for you to rethink it. Maybe it's time for you to take a step back and ask yourself, what are you missing out on that would run that scale up to a 10? What are you missing out on that you would love to do? And it's not because you can't. It's because you haven't chosen it. Because it's going to be gone. It doesn't matter what you own. It doesn't matter how much money you have. And actually, it can be gone quicker than that. I mean, COVID-19 took a lot of stuff away from us. And there's a lot of people that are going to lose a lot of stuff. It's going to be gone. And one lawsuit, one car accident, one illness, and it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. I don't know. All I know is I wake up every day and I'm working towards this. And I'm working towards getting that book done. And I'm working towards being a better person. And I'm working towards eliminating all the trash in my life, all the nuisances in my life, all the noise in my life that distracts me from being the best person I can be and living the best life possible. Because it's going to be gone. So, I don't know. If you're looking for energy, if you want to be entertained, if you're looking to laugh and to joke, I don't know if I can joke about this. I don't know if I'm not really, I don't see much fun in this right now, because when I go to the grocery store, what I see is I see sad faces of people who are tired of grinding this life they live out, waiting for the weekend, waiting for the vacation. Maybe you're ready for something more. Maybe it's time to actually ask yourself some tough questions about why it was so important to go into debt for all that stuff that's going to be gone in a heartbeat. And if your answer is that you love it, That you truly wake up every day energized by most of your life, by the things you get to do. Even if your job sucks, the things you do once you leave that job every day are so amazing and so energizing that you're just okay with it. You love it. Then do it. I'm not telling you to be like me. I'm telling you to be like you. Do it. Because someday, guess what? It's going to be gone. I guarantee it. So, I don't know. I've kind of gotten away from all the concern about what you think and what the world thinks of me because I'm doing this. I'm doing this for me to make my life better and to accomplish a goal. But I'm doing it for you. Someone's going to hear this. Someone's going to pick up that right word, that series of suggestions, and they're going to say, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing? It might not be you. It might not be you. That's okay. Keep listening. And you may never be ready for it. But someone is. Your son, who knows, your son or your daughter who's getting ready to head off to college and incur all that debt might take a second thought and say, you know what, I can make a hell of a lot more money a lot quicker going into the trades. You know? Who knows? Maybe that's their best life. Maybe that's the ticket to living the life they want to live. We don't all have to do it like we're doing it right now. We don't all have to do it this way. Your life does not have to look exactly like your friends, your neighbors, your moms, your dads. It's up to you. Anyway, hey, listen, for what it's worth, I just have to say I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep working on this until it gets exactly the way I want it, and someone is going to pick it up because the truth is here. The truth is that you wake up every day and the things you do should inspire you to do the things you do. It should inspire you to be excited about the fact that you're alive. Not to be disappointed about the things you don't have, but to be excited about the things you do have. That's just the truth. Not a bad idea if you think about it. So, anyway, I could go on. I'm kind of on a roll right now, but I think I'm 18 minutes into this, and that's probably long enough for anyone to have to listen to me talk. So just remember, until next time, today's your day. Make it a good one.